All right, so let's take a look at some more of this G1, unit G1, rigid transformations. And again, it's rigid transforming because it doesn't change. It stays the same shape and the same size, but just kind of different locations, maybe different orientation too. So again, when we're looking at this translation, it says 4 units left, then 2 units down. I got 4 points here, and I could do each of those just by moving it a little bit, so or 1 point at a time, I should say. So 4 units left, so I'm going to take this U, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 down. 1, 2. So there's my new U, U prime. And then I would be the same thing, 4 units, and then 2 down. So there's my I prime. And then P and V. And it's real easy to kind of see how these things are connecting here. So we got the same shape, just translated slightly. And to signify the parts, or to symbolize the parts here, we got the P prime, U prime, I prime, and V prime. Why do we call it prime? Because it's like the new one. So this is the original and this is the copy. All right, so that was like a piece of cake. No problem at all. That was the old stuff. But now let's look at something fairly new. The new stuff that we're going to be looking at has to do a lot more with things like the reflection. So let's do that. Let's go take a look at this reflection. Or actually, here we go. Here we go. This is a little more advanced one. Let's do some of these. How about number 25? So if I'm going to be taking a look at 25, it says x plus 1, y minus 2. And it doesn't give me a picture. It gives me some coordinates. And that's actually kind of nice. I like that because I could just change the coordinates using these things, adding 1 to the x and then subtracting 2 from the y. Well, let's see what we start with. Negative 1, 1. So that'd be right here at negative 1, 1. And that's my A. 0, 4 is going to be the next one. 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then on 0. So this is I, this is V, and then Q is at 0, negative 2. So there we go, 0, negative 2, and that was Q. Now it says we're going to move 1 in the X and negative 2 in the Y. So I'm going to go 1 in the X and negative 2 in the Y. So A comes there, I is going to go here, V is going to go here, and Q is going to go here. And I could have just looked at the numbers as well. You know, like negative 1, 1. I'm going to add 1 to that X, which makes it 0, and subtract 2 from the Y, which makes that negative 2. That's how I get, did we get that one? Move 1 in the X and down in the 2. Oh, no, wait. That would be negative 1. Pardon me. That's how we get this part right here, A prime. And this here is I prime, and V prime, and Q prime. Okay, let's do original tool. I'll go to line. So here's my original. That's the original one. Now the new, just for a different color, really no reason that it has to be red. So the blue moves to the red, which kind of makes sense. It's going just a little bit to the right, just 1 unit to the right and 2 units down. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so now let's see if it's going to ask us to make a rule. Ah, here we go. This is what we were looking for. Write a rule. So I'm going to do this rule in a couple ways. I'm going to do it in words and in kind of like a rule notation. So here's C prime, and that is the copy. So this is the new one, and this is the old one. This is the original one. So how does it move? Well, it goes from this one, looks like we go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So it went down 4 units. So that's a distance of 4. So the y value changed. So we go down 4. What about left or right? It doesn't seem to move left or right, which is kind of interesting. It's just kind of lining up just perfect there. So then that makes me think that the x doesn't change. So x is going to just become x. And y, we're going to do y minus 4. So if we were to kind of put those things together, we would say xy is going to become x comma y minus 4. There we go. All right, now this next one, little bit different. Let's try to connect a couple points and see where they're going from. So we got this point here going to this point here. And that's a couple of movements. We got a little bit to the right and then a little bit down. And if I were to kind of separate those movements into left and right and up and down, we have like 2 units here to the right and 1 unit down. So that's not too bad. That's just going to take our x and it's going to become x plus 2. And the y is going to subtract 1 to go down because it's going down 1. So that's y minus 1. So if we were to say xy turns into x plus 2 and y minus 1. And how could we describe that in words? Well, that's 2 to the right, 2 units right, and 1 unit down. Piece of cake. All right, so that's just a little bit more with the translation. Let's make sure we don't need anything else as far as some examples to go with it. So we'll scroll down here. Those look pretty much the same. Now we're going to get into reflections, which will be the next video.